Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Becky Sechere. I hope once again you're all doing well, and if this is the first time you are here or you've come across my video, why not subscribe? It would mean a lot to me. So today I'm going to be talking about how to become Band 6 UK registered nurse. So if you want to know about how to become a Band 6 in the NHS specifically, then you need to watch the video to the end. Hi, welcome back. So as I said in the introduction, we're going to be talking about how to become a Band 6 registered nurse in the UK. Now this video is meant for overseas nurses who have registered now with the NMC and they're working as Band 5s, because you cannot go to Band 6 without going through Band 5. This would also be beneficial to newly qualified nurses in the UK who are thinking of how to progress their career in nursing. Once again, it's about the NHS nurses, but you can be working in a care home and you might be thinking of moving into the NHS and you like to know how it works. So it's for anyone who is interested, really. Now let's start the video. So basically, if you have come as an OSCE nurse, you definitely would be paid as, I think, Band 3 or Band 4, depending on whichever trust you are working for. Then after you've completed your OSCE and you've passed your OSCE and you have finished your NMC registration, you become a Band 5. Now, before I tell you about how to become a Band 6, I feel I should tell you my own personal story. February would be 19 years since I arrived in the UK, and I have started the same. Our time it was called adaptation nurses. So we did our adaptation thing, and I got my PIN at the end of 2003 as a registered nurse. So I did not have YouTube or all these things to tell us what to do, how to progress, although you know about career progression in your trust, but you don't know how to go about it. So it took me 6 years. So before I decided, I think I need to start considering moving from Band 5 to a Band 6, because as you know, nobody's going to be promoting you. You have to find that post yourself. So I found it. So after 6 years at Band 5, I applied and I became a Band 6. So Band 6 in 2009, and then by 2012 I became a Band 7. So I have been Band 7 specialist nurse since 2012 until now. Now, I could have been a Band 8. Yes, the post came up in my department. I could have gone for it, but anyway, it's a long story and I don't want to talk about that. I've currently applied for a different role. I'm going to be starting the same Band 7. Hopefully I would start in the next few months, and I would update you about what I'm doing and how I'm going through my transition from one specialty area to another specialist area. So keep in tune so you hear more about it in the future. So now let's get back to how to become a Band 6 nurse in the UK after having your Band 5 registration. There are different types of Band 6 roles in the NHS. One of them is straightforward. If you're working on the ward, you become, or you apply to become, a deputy sister or a deputy charge nurse. So on the ward, you would have your ward manager who is Band 7, and then you would have the deputies who are Band 6s. So charge nurse, deputy charge nurse referred to the males, and then deputy sisters are the females. Anyway, so you can apply straight away if the role, band 6 deputy sister role, comes up on your ward. If it doesn't, on your hospital wards, there might be several other wards that may be recruiting band 6 nurses, so you can apply. You don't have to stay on your ward forever. You can move to another ward, but to go up in your career, you have to be good at what you do. You have to know your stuff because it is very competitive. Now, another option is branching into specialist nursing. So in the NHS, there are thousands of specialist areas who have specialist nurses who use their specialist knowledge to support their patients. So you can go through, you don't need to have that specialist knowledge before going into specialist nursing. So far as you show the willingness to learn, so far as you have transferable skills from the ward or wherever you have worked, you would be able to apply. But once again, you have to know your stuff. You have to read in order to, go through. Another option of going to becoming a band 6 is through the educational route. So with the educational route, that could be either as a band 5 nurse, you work for a while and you decide to go and train from general nursing to become a midwife. So you can go do, I think it's a 1 to 18 months course, post-registration. You apply to it, you go and do midwifery. When you finish and you meet all your competencies and you're signed off, you become a band 6. So that is through the educational route. Another educational route is to becoming a health visitor. Some trusts advertise health visiting, student health visiting post, search for it on NHS jobs, apply for it. If you're successful, you go to school for 1 year. I think it's 1 year again, or 18 months. You have to check. And then on completion, you become a band 6. So whilst you're training to become a health visitor or midwife, you are paid a band 5 salary anyway. And you're not paying these fees yourself. The trust is paying for you. So why not consider that? Another option is to go to become also train again, educational route is to become a school nurse. So general nurse, you can apply, do one year course to become 1 year or 18 months. Once again, check the facts on the NHS jobs, and then you become a school nurse as well. And on completion, while studying, once again, you are paid as band 5. On completion, you meet competencies, you become a band 6. So that is one way. So either if you're on the ward, you apply to become a band 6 deputy ward sister or ward charge deputy charge nurse, and then you get your band 6 role, or you go through the educational route, health visiting, midwifery, school nursing. So those are some of the options to look at. So how long does it take? How long should you be at band 5 before you consider to become a band 6? Now, most trusts would say 2 years to 3 years experience at band 5. Some would take 18 months, so far as you meet all the conditions of the job. Most of you from overseas, trained overseas, would have worked in your hospital. Some of you would have got a lot of experience. Some of you would have been in very senior positions back home before coming here. So you have to remember that these experiences that you have back home, you've got transferable skills, managerial skills that you can bring to this job. Although things are different, processes are different, protocols are different, within your first 2 years or 1 year to 18 months working here, if it is your ambition to rise in the ranks, then you have to start reading and learning about all these policies on the wards and in the NHS to help you. And so if they say 2 years post-registration, if you've got 10 years post-registration in your country, in addition to maybe 2 years or 18 months in the UK, that is enough to qualify you to apply for a band 6 role. Do not sit down and wait for someone to tell you, oh, do this. No, you have to be prepared to move up the career ladder. Today I'm on the motivation mode, because I want as many of you to think about that. When those of us who came here a long time ago came, we didn't have anyone to encourage us, but I think you can do that now because we've got YouTube and a lot of us are on there trying to do our best to encourage you. Now, so as I said, you would have got all those experiences anyway, and most of them are leadership roles, so you have to be, conversant with all the leadership things in the UK or on the wards. Now, band 6, what is the current salary for a band 6 nurse? So if you start and you're less than 2 years, the annual salary is £32,306, which gives you about £1,935 take home per month. And then when you become a band 6, 2 years to 5 years, your annual salary goes to £34,172, which gives you about £2,029 a month. And when you've been a band 5 for 5 years plus, your annual salary goes up to £39,027, and your monthly salary would go to £2,274. Now, this is just working your normal 37.5 hours without any overtime. So if you have done overtime, any extra shifts, you work nights, you've worked weekends, you would get a bit extra. If you've done any other extra things, it goes on top. So basically it would boost your salary a little bit. You can do bank to top it up. So those are the amount of money you will earn if you become a band 6. Yes, it does come with a lot of politics, it does come with a lot of responsibility, but other people are doing it, so you can do it as well. How do you find band 6 jobs? You have to look on your hospital's job page. You would find band 6 jobs advertised, and yes, the fact is sometimes before the job goes out, there might be someone on that particular ward that the manager has considered to be competent to go for it. So as I said, it's going to be very competitive. So you have to up your game before you go for it. Apart from that, if you want to move from wherever you are to another place, you can actually look on the wider NHS jobs advertisement. So when you go to NHS jobs webpage and you're looking for a band 6 nursing post, you would find a lot of them. And then if it's a city or town you want to move to, you can apply and see whether you've got the, what it takes to go for that. So why not? Now, if you're applying for a job, there are a few things I'm going to be telling you, and there's something I'm going to be reading to you as well. One of them is to look at the job description very well to see what it's telling you. It tells you about the job summary, your responsibilities, and several other things. Another thing you should look at, especially when it comes to writing your personal statement or supporting information, they're asking you to say why they should give the job to you, particularly. Why do you feel you qualify for that job? And in the person specification, they have listed a lot of things there that they want to see whether you meet those specifications. And you will see as well that some of them are things that would be assessed on your application form, others would be assessed during your interview and shortlisting process. So I'm going to go through that in a minute. So it's very important for you to look at that and see how you meet those when you're writing your supporting statement. Finally, it's very important if you're applying for a job to visit the site wherever the job is you want to apply to. If you can visit, go around, they can put face and name together. But if you can't because of COVID, another option is make contact, email or phone the recruiting manager, express your interest, tell them a bit about you, tell them why you want this role. And so, when you're applying, you know that you've spoken to somebody, you've asked about the job. Now, finally, let's look at what I've been talking about regarding the person specification. So like the job summary, I've just printed off a job advert I've had a look at. It tells you your responsibilities in the job summary. They talk about budget, they talk about your responsibilities with staff, policies, communication. As I said, the most important thing when you're writing your personal statement or supporting information is the person specification. So one of them, they have the criteria that they use, they have the essentials, they have the desirable, and stage they would be measuring these things at. So one of them, the first is, most hospitals these days, they ask how you should demonstrate how you meet your behaviors meet their hospitals, the trust, what do we call them? Values. So each hospital has a set of values. My hospital, I think they have about 5 values, and you should demonstrate how your behaviors are consistent with this value. Sometimes they ask you to use one of them. So look at your hospital trust. If they have values, look at them and try to write about that. Now, another thing on this person specification looking at is about training and qualification. So one of them is you should be NMC registered with no restrictions on your practice. It should be a degree level education. These are essential. And you should have a recognized NMC teaching and assessment qualification or equivalent. So this is usually mentioned or required if you're going to become a band 6 or above, teaching and assessing qualification. Evidence of continuing professional development. So what is desirable really is if you have a diploma or degree in nursing or health related subject, and you have a clinical leadership, you have something on clinical leadership, that would do. So you look at that. And also another one is about experience, significant experience at band 5 or above. So as I said, you have to show how many years experience you have and ability to effectively problem solve. Because you are a deputy manager, you should be good at problem solving. There's something about planning and organizational skills, how you can demonstrate that you are able to plan, you understand efficient and effective use of resources where the workload can be unpredictable. Because when you become a deputy manager, you're going to be dealing with staff related issues. So you have to familiarize yourself with your hospital trust sickness policy, bank, how to get bank staff to come and work on your ward if there is shortage, and all those leadership, how to sort out the rota as well, because they use a lot of different rostering system. Some are online, so you need to familiarize yourself with those things. You can't go for a band 6 role without knowing those policies, procedures, and all those things. So yeah, I'm coming to the end of my video. I want to encourage you, those of you who have come, yes, to become a band 6 is not everybody's calling. Some people are happy to remain 5 as long as they want due to childcare reason or several other reasons. Some haven't got the opportunity. Some don't even know they can go for it. So I am encouraging as many of you as possible to pursue that step ahead in your career. And also, if you're already a 6, why not consider going for a 7? You know, you've got the experience. After being a 6 for 2 to 3 years, you should be ready to apply for a 7. Some people within 2 years, they're gone. And so do all the courses you can as much as possible. Familiarize with all the policies, procedures, and guidelines in your trust. And, you know, the sky is the limit. I'm not saying it's easy. It is difficult. You would meet a lot of restrictions or stumbling blocks in the way, but with determination and, you know, proving that you are good enough, you should be able to make it. So I wish you all the best in your career progression once you arrive in the UK. Don't let anyone tell you you can't get there. You should challenge yourself, and I can only wish you all the best. Take care of yourselves, keep watching, remember to share, remember to subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.